The vast swamps and wilderness areas of the state of Florida are home to a legend. Join Team Crypto Reality as they go after the truth. Go! For the first time in Bigfoot research history, you're going to see what it takes to be a real Bigfoot researcher. Real story from behind the scenes. As it turns out, finding Bigfoot was the easy part. The Bigfoot Researcher's Journal. Seeing is believing.
Alright, so we're moving to investigate where Brian had his encounter, so we're going to check that out real quick, see if anybody's still hanging out. It's like a week later, so it's doubtful, but you never know, man. They do tend to frequent the same areas and hang out in those spots a lot. Nuts going into a fog and shit. This place is crazy, man. No wonder he's seeing Sasquatch out here, man. Look at this shit. This is nuts, man. This place is crazy looking. I love this place, man. Great place to research, too. Driving straight into the fog. So this is the actual area where Brian had the encounter. Man, there's trails going in there, and it was happening right over in this side over here, off in this. There's a thin strip of canopy right here. Look at the barbed wire everywhere else. Look at the barbed wire here. In the 2 entrances, look at the barbed wire. It's pulled down. And what I saw was coming out of this tree right here, base of this. And just little pieces of palms and shit like this was just coming out like, and every once in a while a little shredding of the date palm would come out with it. I mean, not this. I mean, this thing might have flown off and landed over here. I don't remember, but there was even like pieces like this, but there was a bunch of it just kind of coming out, and there was little chunks of this and that and twigs, and like something was just stirring it up or kicking it up. It definitely wasn't game. Game couldn't. Something with a little hoof, a pig or a deer, couldn't cause that dramatic situation. I know what I saw because I fucking slammed on the brakes and reversed and filming it. It was gnarly. Something's there. Something was there for sure. I was like, wow, Daddy, what's that? And I go, it's Bigfoot. Oh, Bigfoot. And then she did a whoop, whoop. You can hear it in the film. She's 4. What's over here? Dude, I just heard noise right in here.
Oh, you get a trail. This is not a gator trail. See, this is what I'm talking about. You start getting back in here and you see where they've been walking and shit.
You think that way?
I don't know.
He's looking for snakes.
I know it.
Give me some impressions here. Pretty gnarly in here.
Uh-huh.
An airplane.
Isn't it?
How about down low to the ground?
Yeah, down low to the ground.
Down there. Like that clearing straight back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something. Oh yeah.
All right, so what'd you see there? Something moving?
Yeah. Across that opening.
Whatever opening I was looking in a minute ago, I don't see that
It's gone.
It's gone.
that thing in the back anymore.
Right.
Now I just see leaves.
Well, when I shot down in there, there was something that looked like the right thing. We'll see. It wouldn't surprise me. Me too. Me too. All three of us saw that, whatever it was. That's fucking cool.
You'll find out when you review it. Could be a damn possum.
No, it's big.
It was, yeah, what I was seeing was probably 4.5, 5 feet tall.
Dark and I saw something.
7 months of intensive field research, of being in their areas and being in close proximity to them and finding 1,000+ tracks, knowing that there's young and all that. How do you feel about it? What's your
I feel angry because I believe that people in the places of education, regulation, I feel that they know. And I feel that we're being deceived. And so that makes me enraged and angry. I believe that people knowing information and keeping it from a group of people for some reason, they have no right. And so my feelings really are associated, I think, around that area, because I know that there already are scientists investigating the species. I know that what we've seen in another research area where I think Mark's son had his sighting, I know they're researching. I know enough to know that they already know. And so I feel angry. I feel deceived. I feel what else is kept from us, and who gives anybody the right to do that? We're in America. Is America supposed to mean something? Is America supposed to stand for something? I feel that there's a lot of deception going on, and this topic, the Bigfoot bush Indian, is only one small, minuscule piece of information that's being kept from a whole society. And what gives them the right? Who gets to make that decision? We are Americans. Does that mean anything, or is it all just a big joke? Because from this perspective, from where I'm sitting right now, it feels like a joke, and it makes me angry.
Bigfoot Researcher's Journal.
Welcome to the Bigfoot Researcher's Journal. There's a Bigfoot in this shot. Right there. She's watching me while Melanie films from about 10 feet from me. It's a female. And she's achromatically distorted. It means that diffused sunlight that's bouncing off of those plants she's hiding in, is hitting her gray skin, her achromatic skin, giving you the impression that there's nothing there but a bush. 100% evolutionary environmental adaptation. That Sasquatch is not green. It's achromatically distorted. And she's getting away with hiding right now, watching me, while Melanie films her. Alright, so what do we just look at right there? Okay, what you're seeing is a Sasquatch that has crawled up a 45-degree bank to the top and is sitting in some bushes, watching us on the other side of the levee. In fact, I'm down on the other side of the levee by the water. What we're sitting on is a trail that essentially is capped. If you look at my arms, that's exactly the angle of the bank that we're on. Melanie's sitting on the top over here. The Bigfoot is over here, probably halfway down, and its head is sticking up. And I'm down by the water over here. So that's what's going on. They're coming up out of the swamp. What does that tell you? They don't mind the water. That's what it tells you. And we're working hard to try to catch them in the water. Yeah, look how bright. There's somebody behind us for sure.
I'm hearing them everywhere.
They're behind us and shit.
Mm-hmm.
If you listen right here, you can hear them in the background. Yeah,
Was that behind us or in front of us?
that's behind us on our left. All right, so again, we've been researching how they stay hidden and how they stay hidden when they're close, and it's got a lot to do with the achromatic aberration, the diffused light, concealing them in the bush when they're right there. You can hear them, you can smell them sometimes too if the wind's in the right direction, but not always. And in this particular situation, there was very little wind. Nevertheless, when we add an outside light source, it removes most of the achromatic distortion, and you can see the Sasquatch. Okay, so again, here we see a different Sasquatch using the exact same strategy. We're on one side of the levee, and we're shooting behind us because we can hear them moving on the other side of the levee 20 to 25 feet away. We're all the way down by the water. The hill is behind us. There's a flat spot going across about 14 feet, and then it drops off the exact same way that the bank does on the side we're on. It's like this, and we're over here down by the water. That Sasquatch has crawled up, and it's watching us, probably just like this, with its hands on top of the bank. There may be a couple other ones, but they're not worth highlighting. That guy is there. There's no getting around it. We also heard him, and you can hear him in the video. But so what are we doing here? We're capitalizing on what makes them comfortable while they're observing us. We're not going after them. We're just going after them on film. So we're recreating the same situation over and over and over again. Not going after them, making them uncomfortable to engage in this behavior. We're allowing them to feel comfortable, and we're getting the footage.
I'm talking about me grabbing bushes and shaking and trying to get a reaction.
So guys, here I am. I'm explaining about how no matter what I've done, if I didn't get close to them, they didn't react aggressively. They just kicked back and watched. And as that's happening, in point of fact, there's one watching us. This thing could get us anytime it wants, but it's not. Now, if you're not familiar with our work or the fact that this goes on a regular basis and has for over 3.5 years, you might say, well, you got lucky. This thing could have killed you. And yeah, to an extent, that's correct. But the interaction that we've had with these things clearly shows that they have an extremely developed sense of self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and really discipline over their emotions. Because they've only come after us, or me in particular, when I aggressively pursued them or displayed a desire for violence. At which point they defended themselves only and then retreated back into the bush, away from me. And again, I want to stress that these situations where I actively engaged in an aggressive manner was the very beginning. We were unsure if this was Sasquatch we were dealing with. There were giant people or really large people pursuing us or walking next to us, and we couldn't see them. The bush was too thick, and I needed to know what was going on. I had to know whether it was, homeless people screwing around with us. I mean, we're in a swamp, so it made no sense, but you got to follow through, right? So these are the exact kind of situations that you should be looking for from a research standpoint, right? We use the data that we retrieve from where we're catching them on film. We identify the behavior. Looking at this clip, you can see that this individual, as I've explained earlier, has crawled up the bank and is now watching us. What does that tell us? It tells us that they're very curious about what we're doing in their habitat. It's technology. I've got a tripod, I've got a camera, it's pointing at me, it's got a big giant fuzzy microphone cover on it. I call it a rat. It's got a rat on it. It looks like possibly there's an animal stuck on whatever it is. These things are looking, and they're probably like amazed at what's going on. They hear us jabbering on in an unfamiliar tongue. They're watching. They're doing exactly what we're doing right now, but in real time. These are the kind of situations that you want to try and force by planning these shots. Plan these kind of things. If you find an area that they exist in, you need to figure out the general area where they stay. If you're filming structures, if you're filming the big X's and all that stuff, that's all great, but the bottom line is you want to know who's making those. So start to look around the area outside those structures without seeming too aggressive about it. Just make note when you look around of the thick, bushy areas where something could be laying and you not notice it. And then set up in the area and ignore those areas while you film them. Engage in some activity that will draw them in and get their curiosity. Stand around and examine the structure. Look at it. Do all kinds of things. Stay in the area for an hour and just run your mouth arbitrarily. If you're with someone, have a conversation. Stay in the area and have a conversation. It doesn't matter what you're talking about. Whatever you do, film those areas, those specific spots that they can observe you from. If they're near those structures and you're filming in the right direction and you've done your homework, body regulation, right? The temperature regulation of their body. They need a cool, damp area. If it's hot out where you're researching in direct sunlight and you're by a shelter that's out in the open, look for those real green areas. If there's a creek bed somewhere nearby the shelter, zoom in and film the bush at ground level to about 6 feet of that creek bed where that incline is at. If there's a hollow, shoot down in the hollow from the top. Engage in a conversation and shoot down in the hollow. If there's thick bush anywhere, film it. But stay engaged in your own activity while you do these things. Every once in a while, turn the camera around, take a look through the iris, look at what's going on, move the camera. If you see any dark shadows, start filming. They will sneak up and watch you. You want to try to create these situations when you're in the field to give them the opportunity to come up and view you. If you're moving through an area, it's more difficult for them. They're going to want to stay down. Sometimes you'll get somebody to follow you. It's few and far between. But the bottom line is if you're staying there, they're going to come take a look. And that's when you can catch them on film. If you're a researcher, one of the most important things you can realize while you're in the field is that what they're capable of because of their physical adaptations to these environments is getting within eye shot of you repeatedly without you hearing them come up unless you have a good parabolic or a good audio recorder with some headphones on. When you're in their environment, you are at their mercy. They can sneak right up on you, just like a ghost, and you won't even know it. They're right there watching.
The wilderness is always watching. Dump your trash where it belongs, not out here. Crypto reality.
Wake up, bitches!